Breaking news. Indianapolis, Indiana. Chaotic scene downtown. Mass overdose event, folks. There's a park in Indianapolis called Presidential Park, and there were numerous people that overdosed on something, and it caused police and ambulance and emergency officials to scramble to the scene and take people away on gurneys into ambulances to the hospital. They were taken to the hospital. What in the world happened here? I got footage. This is wild, chaotic, crazy. Looks like 6 people went to the hospital. Check it out.
Good afternoon. We begin 13 News at 4 with breaking news. Downtown Indy, emergency crews have several streets closed right now for what they're calling a mass overdose.
So let's get straight out to Logan Gay, who just got to the scene. Logan, what are you seeing out there?
Well, everything is still under investigation, but IFD said that when medics responded, they said they found people all experiencing the same overdose-like symptoms. It actually happened right here across the street. You can see that there's still crime scene tape up. That corner is actually right across the street from the city-county building. Now, what we know, in all, 6 people were taken to the hospital, 5 of them critical, 4 needed breathing assistance. Here's what IFD spokeswoman says about this incident.
When they got here, they noticed several other people presenting the same symptoms as the patient they were called on, and they asked for more resources to respond. All of the patients were presenting what they believe to be symptoms similar to an overdose, but at this point, we're not really sure what the patients were dealing with.
Well, you just heard it from her. Like she said, because this is still so early in the investigation, they are still investigating whether this was an overdose, and if so, what kind of drugs were used. Once we get that information, we will update this story. Also, I would like to add that all roads surrounding this area are open. Felicia.
All right, thank you so much. Logan Gay reporting live from downtown, where it seems there has been an apparent overdose there.
We'll continue to follow it, bring you more as soon.
Continue to follow the breaking news. Drug overdoses send 6 people to the hospital downtown.
The incident taking place right across from the city-county building. Medics responded to the intersection of Washington Street and Alabama Street this afternoon. Several of the patients did require assistance on the scene. CBS 4's Scarlett O'Hara joins us live from there now after an update from IMPD Chief Chris Bailey. Good evening, Scarlett.
Good evening. You know, the scene here at a parking lot on Washington Street behind me has been, for the most part, cleared, but IMPD officials say they are still investigating what happened here this afternoon. We heard from Chief Chris Bailey. He says that officers were informed just before 3 o'clock by analysts in the real-time crime center. They saw several people lying down in the parking lot over one of the city's trailer cameras that's set up at this corner. Officers responded to find 6 people in the area showing symptoms of a drug overdose. They were all taken to the hospital. IMPD says one of those patients has already been released, and at last check, they were all in stable condition. IMPD Chief Chris Bailey says preliminarily they believe the drug involved is called Spice, a synthetic drug, but one with effects that are unaffected by Narcan. He said this area can be a hot spot for drug activity, and here's his message for the community tonight.
You never know how your body's going to react to those things, so you never know what people put into these things. It's not fair that our unhoused neighbors are targeted by these dealers who are trying to make a quick buck, not caring about what happens to them or what it looks like in our community. The person who's responsible for this knows, will know hopefully very soon, and our teams will go out, find the individual, and hopefully hold them accountable.
IMPD says state police and DEA partners are assisting in the investigation, but anyone who has information is encouraged to reach out, as always, either directly to IMPD or through Crime Stoppers. We'll continue to bring you any updates as we get them. For now, live downtown, Scarlett O'Hara, CBS 4 News.
What's your name?
My name is Louis Lee Boroff Jr. I live in Rochester, Indiana, and I was supposed to go to Miami this week. They put me on a psych hold, towed my car for no reason. So I've been living on the street, riding the bus after bus after bus, and I have been observing lots of drug activity, drug sales. They'll talk about ice and heroin and all that stuff. So I don't understand why the police aren't here, more of a precedent, but they'll accost and profile the people. But you can see that these people are deranged and outside of their mind, talking like, you know, that in broad daylight. How can you not know that people are injecting? I mean, literally last night, someone tried to sell me a needle, which I have, and some stuff, and I told them, look, I'll take it, but I'm not going to buy it.
Now you might ask, was it fentanyl? A lot of people think online it was fentanyl overdoses. I'm not so sure, folks, but it was definitely something that these individuals took. What that could be, I don't know. But usually when it comes to these cities, there's a drug dealer that goes to a certain location and everyone lines up to get that supply. And that seems like that's what happened here. It's basically a drug fest in that area of Indianapolis downtown, and people take the drugs, and apparently many people took this, you know, crazy dose of drugs, whatever it was, and they all had these episodes, seizures, shaking uncontrollably. Wild scene. Thank God they were all helped, and thank God it seems like no one died at this time, but stay mindful, folks. Use these drugs. You never know what's in these drugs that you are taking. And hopefully somebody gets prosecuted. Hopefully there's an investigation. Will there be an investigation? Do you think there should be an investigation? I would certainly hope there should be an investigation to find out who gave all these people these drugs. As the next administration that we have, the federal government, the Trump administration, they flat out said they're calling for the death penalty on drug dealers. This is a prime example of why they feel like the death penalty should be on drug dealers, because people out there are giving people fentanyl and other types of toxic and dangerous drugs. Got to get them off the streets if you want to clean the streets up. But we are monitoring the situation in Indianapolis. It's still developing, wild and crazy. What in the world is going on with our society, folks, and these fatal drugs, particularly fentanyl? Subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button. Let's hope other cities don't get this type of thing. Happens a lot in Philadelphia, where I'm from originally, Kensington. They're walking around like zombies. Now, if you're struggling with drug addiction, there is help out there. You can get help. You can get help, but you need to want it. Can't be forced upon you. You have to want it. Stay safe out there. If anything else breaks on this particular topic, you will hear it here on JLR Investigates. We will talk soon. Stay safe. Stay tuned.